Okay, this is my second video on hints for breeding boxer dogs. The first video I'm going to erase after I get this up because I left a few things out of the first video. I got them in there, but when I made the video, the files didn't show up, so I have to do it again. And I'll try to make less mistakes. First of all, I'll try to make this video quick and so that it's not boring. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself first. I bred my first litter in 1986. I bought my first boxer in 1984. She was out of Champions Cross Bars Constitution. She was a brindle. Her name was Devora, Arguments Kellev Devora. She had one litter in 86, 5 pups, and she was mated with my other dog named Barack. He got away. He was a fawn. And like I said, I showed her. She didn't finish though. But when she lived 13 years, and when she died, I had no boxer, so I bought a male, and he was a beloved boxer too. I bought a male. His name was Chesty. He was the first Chesty. He was a fawn with flash, but he had cherry eye, so I couldn't breed him. He lived 9 years, and then he died, and I didn't have a mate for him, so he was alone. Then, this is my boxer now. This is Yal, she's the female, and that one down there is Chesty, the male. Then I bought another dog, another boxer. He was a fawn with flash, beautiful boxer, but he had cherry eye. So I couldn't breed him. He lived 7 years and died. So then I bought another boxer with flash, a fawn. He had cherry eye. I couldn't breed him. See, when you buy him as a pup, you can't tell. They grow into that. Now, they've told me that a vet can do surgery and correct that, but still, if boxers are if they're producing cherry eye boxers, I don't breed them. I'm not going to breed a boxer with a major fault like that. So, after all those boxers, those 4 boxers, 5 really with the first male, my dad and I, when the last one died, before these two, my dad and I went up to Eaton, Colorado, and we bought a brindle. This was after my mother had passed away. We bought a brindle. She passed away at 97. They were married. My mom and dad were married 72 years. My dad passed away at 94. But anyway, we went up to Eaton and bought a brindle. That one right there that's walking around, named him Chesty the Fourth. And we brought him home, and he ate a bunch of dog food. I didn't think much of it. He wolfed down a bunch of dog, and then the next couple days he wouldn't eat. My dad and I thought there was something the matter with him, so we took him up to Fort Collins to the veterinarian up there at the CSU at the Colorado School of Mines. They got a veterinary college up there. They had him for 2.5 days. They charged us $3,000, and they couldn't find anything wrong with him. So we brought him home, and my dad, being raised on this dairy here, that was founded, this dairy right here, we have this picture of this dairy, that was founded in, let me see if I can close up on it some more here. That was founded in about 1890 by May and Harry Bowman, my Aunt May and Uncle Harry. And my dad was raised on that dairy. He was born in 1927, my dad was. And if you see the 3 steeples on that dairy, those are the first 3 cows that Aunt May had. Harry told her, when you get 3 cows, I'll buy you a dairy. And he did. He was he had a degree in medicine. He was a medical doctor, but he went into farming because that's what my Aunt May wanted to do. She wanted to have a dairy. So anyway, my dad was raised on that dairy, and he knew a little bit about raising animals. And he told me when we brought Chesty home and he wouldn't eat, he said, give him a little bit of raw hamburger. And we gave him a little bit of raw hamburger, and he just wolfed that down like it was going out of style. Started eating fine after that. So, that's just a little hint. Now, the next thing I want to do is go downstairs and show you. Well, first let me go in the kitchen here and show you where I got 2 cages in here, because I couldn't raise boxers when my parents were alive. They wouldn't have it. My dad died 6 months after my mom died. So let me show you in the kitchen here the cages that I have for the dogs. Okay, there's one there, because we could, when my parents were alive, we couldn't put these cages in here. They wouldn't have it. But now it's just me living here all alone, so I can now. You see I got a cage there. Let's see if I can turn some lights on here. Got a cage there. And a cage there. And this is the one that the female is in when she has her pups. She's had 2 litters of pups. The first litter was 5, the second litter was 7. On her first litter, she, there's some more light. On her first litter, well, on her first heat, she didn't get pregnant. She didn't conceive, which is good, because you don't want them conceiving when they're too young. On her second heat, she didn't conceive. On her third and fourth heat, she conceived a litter each heat, and she had 2 litters. 5 on the first, 7 on the second. And then on her fourth and or her fifth and sixth heats, she hasn't had any pups. So let me go downstairs and show you what's going on down there. What I did is I wired it to this fence here. You can see there where I wired it. And then when the puppies are born and they're weaned at 3.5 weeks, you bring them down here. And you see I have this stuff here. Let me show you this shavings here. You see these shavings? These packages of shavings I got all over the place? Well, you just throw that shaving in there, and then you just clean the shavings up. And the puppies will eventually, you feed them in here, in this part, and then they will let me get this around my neck here. You feed them in here, and they'll eventually, as they get weaned, they'll stop pottying and peeing in here, and they'll potty and pee out here, and they'll just eat in there. So that the boxers are like that. They don't like to eat in the same place where they poop at or pee. I guess maybe other animals are that way too, but especially boxers. So then you put the shavings in there, and then all you have to do is clean the shavings out. That's not too hard. And you can get these bags of shavings at Tractor Supply, along with the medications to give the pups shots with. You can buy all the medications you need to give them their shots at 6 weeks. And Tractor Supply has them all. Just ask them what to buy, and they'll tell you. And the other stuff you want to get this here. Wait a sec, let me turn this off for a minute. Okay, you want to get this thermometer, so in case a puppy's not eating and you have to feed it by hand, this is the thermometer you use to measure the temperature of the milk. And what you do is you write those temperatures down on the thermometer box so you know what the temperature should be. You see I got them written down there? And you also want to get some milk, and I think I bought that thermometer on Amazon. I think I bought this milk at PetSmart. It's goat's milk. That's for dogs, for puppies. And then you also see this is a kit here for feeding them. It's got a syringe. You can also use an eyedropper, or you can use an eyedropper. And you can use a kit like this. You see this kit, how it is with the nipples on there, and the bottle, and then the brush to clean the bottle, and the nipples to feed them. That's in case they stop eating or something and you have to feed them by hand. And you have these here forceps like this for when you do the dew claws. And that's the hardest part of doing the puppies, is doing the dew claws. When you do the dew claws, it's a good idea to have 2 people. And if you don't have 2 people, if you're a husband and a wife, I suggest still you do what I do. I have a girl. She's a veterinarian's assistant, and she's going to come out with my next litter. I didn't have her with my last 2 litters, but she's going to come out with my next litter, and she's going to help me do the dew claws. She's also going to help me do the milk if they need to be fed, because the runts are hard to keep alive. I'll tell you, you got to feed them with milk, and she knows how to do all that stuff, so she's going to help me. And I suggest, if you can, you find somebody like that that's a veterinarian's assistant, or a vet that can come out to your house and assist you 24/7 like she's going to do with me. Now, the other thing I was going to say is, let me go in the bedroom here. And you can see how to do the dew claws with videos on YouTube. You choose the way you think is best, but they're hard to do. Okay, this right here is a scale. It's a good idea to buy one of these scales off Amazon because people sometimes want to know how much the pups weigh. That's the scale. And then you see this here? This is an incubator. If I can get it open here. There we go. It's an electric incubator. It's got all the plugs and everything. I haven't used it yet. But if you have a puppy and you need to take it to the vet or a couple puppies or whatever, you put them in the incubator and take them to the vet. That way they don't get all over the place, especially if you're alone like me and you have to do everything yourself. So that's a good idea to have that incubator. And then let me turn this off and I'll turn it back on here in a second. Okay, let me set this down here. I'll tell you a few more things and then I'll end this video. If you're going to do the dew claws, I suggest you wait until 5 days. That way they're big enough to where you'll cut them off and not have any problems with them growing back. The other thing is if you do the tails, if you dock the tails, if you dock the tails, quiet girl, if you dock the tails longer, about that long. When they're a pup, they're about that long when they're a little pup. But when they're full grown, they should be about that. Quiet. These two dogs have their tails. Chessie's is docked okay, but this one here is docked a little bit too short, the female. Quiet. I'm going to put you in a cage. Now, quiet. But like I say, when you're doing the tails, the reason you want to dock them long, there's two reasons. One, the closer the tail is to the body, the more painful it is on the dog. The farther away it is, the less painful it is for the dog. So you want to dock it farther away from the body and make a long dock on the tail. The other reason is you look at these AKC dog shows like the Westminster Dog Show that you can see on YouTube or on TV. Look at the dog's tails. They're all long. They like them long at the dog shows. I think some people think they dock the tail short so it's easier to breed the dog. I don't think that makes any difference. I don't think that makes any difference at all. I don't dock them short. I dock them long, and people like them long like that in the dog show. The judges like them long. I've never seen a dog with a short tail in a dog show. Quiet. So that should be about it. She's having a fit for some reason right now. I don't know what's the matter with her. She wants to be kissed. Hugged. See how he's licking me? Boxers is just the most lovable dogs you can imagine. She gives me a little bit more vocal than he does, but Triangle, is there anything else I need to tell you? Told you about the shots. You can get the shots at 6 weeks from Tractor Supply. Oh, the ears. Now you, as a breeder, you shouldn't have to do the ears. Because by the time you sell the dog, it's going to be 8 weeks old. And when the person that buys the dog gets it, it's his or her responsibility to take the dog to the vet and get the ears done, if they're going to do them, between 10 and 12 weeks. And so you're going to have that dog gone at 8 weeks. You're going to sell it at 8 weeks. So if you want the people that are buying the dog, you want to warn them and tell them, make sure you make an appointment with the vet so that when you take the puppy home, 2 weeks later you can get the ears done. Once they give you a down payment for the dog, like say at 3.5 weeks when you put them up for sale and they give you the down payment, then you tell those people to make an appointment with the vet if they want to get the ears done. Here in Colorado, we only have one vet that does ears that I know of. He's on my website too. And you can see my website on my YouTube account. It's the link's on there for the URL for the website if you look at my main part. And there's only one vet I know in Colorado that does ears, but if you're going to show that... Now, I was told the other day by a girl at the AKC... Was a girl at the AKC? I'm not sure who it was. May have been a girl that was selling a dog that had a good pedigree on it, and I was talking to her online. And somebody told me you don't have to have the dog's ears cropped anymore to show them in the AKC. I've never seen a dog without ears cropped being shown in the AKC, so I don't know if that's right or... Somebody at the AKC, I think, told me that. I think it was somebody at the AKC. But if you're going to show a dog, you want to get the ears cropped. Because I've never seen a dog in a dog show anywhere that's an AKC sanctioned Jack on a Frio dog show that is showing with ears that are uncropped. So you want to tell your customers that. Make sure they know what's going on with that so they can get the ears done, and that should be about it. That should be about it. I take a deposit for my dogs at 3.5 weeks if they come later on, and then when they come out to pick up the dog, they pick it up at 8 weeks. And that usually works pretty good. So that should be about done. And by the way, like I was saying before on my other video, I'm not raising these dogs for money. I sell them for money because they go to a responsible party if you get good money out of them. But the thing is, I raise them because there's a lot of love in those little puppies when you have them in the house, raising them. And when you pick one of them up and hold it, when I had my little pups, I'd take them every day and bring them one up at a time and hold it and play with it and love it every so often, and just really enjoyed having them. They're so full of love. And a boxer puppy is just one big ball of love and joy. But you got to take care of them, and it's a good idea to get a cage.